Well, it looks like we're here. Good afternoon. I did a couple talks this morning. I was about ready to say good morning. I've been working on the computer ever since then. So I hope you're doing great. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. My name is Carrie Beck. I'm here with Family eBiz, and we just love to help families get started online so that they can actually make money and gain freedom in their lives and do the things that they're called to do. So I started this series last week. It's called Making Sales Online because I just noticed like some of my mastermind people were struggling to make money, and then some of y'all have told me that that's one of your biggest things is trying to make money online. So if that's a struggle for you and you feel confident, would you go ahead and put something in the chat? Or if there's a certain area of making sales online that you're really struggling with, let me know, because I still have another one next week. We're going to talk about your actual product pages and what is on those pages to make them, to improve them. But we maybe need to talk about a different topic that I haven't come across. I've really tried to form this according to what y'all are telling me. Now, last week we talked about where is your focus. And so I actually talked to you about that. Oh, let me grab this book. It's interesting. I've been reading this book. I was reading it, then I read a few novels, and then I started reading this again. It's called Business Secrets from the Bible by Rabbi Daniel Lapin. Now, I don't agree with every one of his conclusions from the Bible, but there are some really good things in this book. And one of the premises is you need to serve your audience, and then making money will flow from that. Does that sound familiar? Made me think, oh, that's what I was telling everyone last week. Now, I was going to look for a section, and I don't know that I'll be able to find it very quickly or easily, but that's on public speaking. We don't want to talk about that. But, okay, well, here's one thing. Another thing that he really encourages, this isn't on the list, but he says listening. An astute listener will pick up on these reveals and better serve his fellow man. Are you listening to your audience? Are you making assumptions about what they will buy? Because if you're making assumptions, you're not going to make money because you don't even know. Another serving, let's see. He also talks about serving is a blessing. There was something else. I should have pulled this out. I sort of forgot about it. I read several chapters, I guess, because I'm just going back and forth. But we really need to focus our energies on serving others. And it's not like that's going to be the magic formula, but when you truly serve and for transformation, you should be hearing and finding out and knowing what your audience is all about. I will look for some of that, and I'll share some of that next week. I just brought the book in, and I'd forgotten to add it to my notes here. So we talked about focusing on others, because when you focus on the money, you're just going to get frustrated. I shared my story as well. Today, I want to move further into that and talk about how are you communicating about your products or even your lead magnets. What type of communication are you actually doing with your audience? Because I think that is another downfall. We think we just put a product out there and tell about it, and everyone's going to buy it. I was actually talking to a fellow blogger, and she was actually trying to sell something. It was on sale for $1 and not getting many sales. And when I looked at it, I realized, and that's what made me think about the sales page, I realized that she probably isn't communicating what is the benefit in here. So let's talk about this. Hey, Sherry, I was trying to find on my phone who was here because I can see on my computer, but it doesn't tell me who it is. So I'm glad you're here. First thing you need to do, and some of y'all have heard me say this because it is so essential and foundational, besides focus, is know your customer. Are you solving their problem? Like this guy said in the book, if you are listening to them and you are truly serving them, you will know what their problem is. And then, yes, you should be able to offer them a lead magnet that tells them what they need to do, good afternoon, and then be able to sell them how to do that so that they can get transformation. So my first question, a lot of times, you know, we've talked about this. We're not like, oh, it's a 30 to 40-year-old woman who's single and she has health issues because you're in the healthcare industry or whatever. I'm not talking about that part of know your customer. You need to know your customer and their problem. Are you solving their problem? And if you were to say, yes, I'm solving their problem, my next question to you is, how do you know? How do you know that you are solving their problem? If anyone on the replay or the live has an answer to that, I would love just to see what you have to say. How do you know you're solving the problem? What research have you done? What research have you done with your readers to know that they are going to buy your product? Because again, it goes back to a lot of times we are slapping it on the wall like spaghetti and just hoping someone buys it. Even if we go through the marketing funnel, if you're not solving their problem, it doesn't really matter. They don't need whatever it is you're offering. How will your product transform their life, their business, their family, their money problems, their whatever? How will your product transform their life and solve that problem? So that's the first thing we really need to pay attention to. Then the next thing, and we're going to dive really into this a lot next week, but I would like to at least bring it up. Because as you think about your customer, you need to know, how will this benefit them? What's in it for them? It's the old radio station, WIIFM. What's in it for me? That's what they're asking. If there's nothing in it for them, they're clicking the button and they are leaving. So you need to look at the pages that you are putting up, your sales pages, or even your lead magnet pages, and saying, how is this going to benefit them? Here's what I see. This is the problem I see. So if you're making some sales pages, go and look. Are you giving them features or benefits? It has these 5 chapters, and here's the title of it. And it also has this bonus ebook, and I give you an audio to go along with it. Those are features. How will this benefit them? How will this transform their life? How will this solve their problem? You can even do the, imagine what it would be like 2 months from now to have a child that's not arguing with you. Maybe you're giving some parenting ebook or something. If you could sit down at dinner table and your 2-year-old doesn't have a temper tantrum, what would your life be like? I can show you how to get these results. Okay, I'm just making this up, but you get the idea. I could have said, oh, I'm going to give you ideas for a 2-year-old and for elementary ages on how you can parent better and how their character will improve. Or would you say, what would it be like if you could sit down at the dinner table and your 2-year-old didn't throw a temper tantrum? Or what would it be like if you woke up and you started homeschooling and your 9-year-old wasn't complaining and they had a positive, good attitude? Which one would you be more likely to buy? The one that's telling them how it's going to help them. All right, so know your customer. You got another problem. How are you solving it? What benefits will it have for them? Then from there, we could sort of look at our funnel. I'm just going to go through a quick little funnel. And a funnel is they enter into your email system or into your sales process, and hopefully eventually they come out the other end and they buy something. So the first thing is they might find you and they get your freebie or your lead magnet. Again, all of these little things, you can go find other videos that I've really dug deep into. So you use that lead magnet to build your list. As you're building your list, then you are growing a group of people, hopefully, that are interested in your information and will solve their problem. I will tell you this, it will take sometimes as much effort to sell your lead magnet, to sell your freebie, as it does to sell a $1 thing, a $10 thing, or sometimes even a $200 product or course. So you will still, when you're offering your lead magnet, if you're not giving them the benefits and why they should go find that in their email, they may never even follow up. So again, we need to be able to give them their benefits and show how this is going to solve their problem. Again, I got it down here. What's in it for them, or what's in it for me, WIIFM. The next part of the funnel is after they get a freebie, you want to give them some good content on email or video or audio or podcast, however you give your content out. Then you need to offer a low price item that's really solving the problem that you had talked about for, say, 3 emails or 3 podcasts or 3 whatever you give out. Then they start to see that they can know, like you, and trust you. And then they can see, oh, if she offers me something at an incredibly low price, I think I will take it. For instance, I sell my unit study. Well, let's do a different one. I sell my drama-free mom bundle. It is a $45 product. They enter my funnel. They get a lead magnet. I send a few emails about raising your kids and the drama that goes on, and then they can get it for, I think, $9 or $10. It's a pretty low price thing. But again, they have just gone from a subscriber to a buyer. That's a good thing. Then the last part is then eventually getting them to where they would buy your higher ticket item. And so I will say, if like selling my $200 course, I have a very long sales page. Selling my unit study kit or any of my toolkits, it's about a fourth the size of the page. But I am still targeting their problem and showing how I'm going to solve their problem. Now, if you get testimonies, that's even better. But we'll talk about parts of a sales page next time. Now, I don't know if anyone else is on here besides Sherry, but if you have any other questions about that, let me know. We can talk about it. Last time we talked about focusing on the people you're serving. Listen to them and see how you can help them even better. Then today we're talking about, are you really communicating well? Is your message that you're trying to communicate really coming through? And then next week, we're going to talk about actual sales pages. What are the things that you need to include on your sales page as well? And now that I say that, depending on how I am, because I got a launch starting tomorrow in homeschooling, depending on how I do that, I may come up with a little lead magnet, a little checklist for the sales page. So, any questions that y'all have before we close? If you have not grabbed our Family eBiz Blueprint, you can get that at familyebiz.com. I appreciate everyone that always takes time out of their day to either be here for the live one or the replay. And no matter where you are, if you are, especially whether you're listening to this on Facebook or YouTube, subscribe to our channel so we can continue to produce some of this good information to help you be able to make money online, be able to have some freedom in your life as well. All right, that's me, Carrie Beck, familyebiz.com. We'll talk to you next time.